I'm Lance Yelvington for CyberCountry. If you've ever thought that country music is all about a lot of hard work plus a lot of heart, there's no better example of that than Texas talent Brian Milson. In this CyberCountry Minute, Brian's going to talk to us about taking on the challenges of his country music career, as well as the challenges of one of his favorite causes, the fight against bullying.
My name is Brian Milson. I'm from Odessa, Texas, made famous by Friday Night Lights. You know, it's just football-heavy town, two kinds of seasons, football season and off-season. And how in the world I got into music, I'll never know, but it's just good to be here.
Well, you see, you'll never know, but I mean, you've had some pretty good influences in your career coming up.
Yeah, you know, I've always loved music. You know, I never really thought until I got into junior high and high school how much I really loved singing. You know, because I joined the choir when I got into middle school, and you know, it just like I said, developed into a passion. And I taught myself how to play the guitar because I had a couple of buddies that played and sang, you know, a couple of summer gigs over at a patio, you know, in Midland, about 20 miles away. And it was just a really cool experience because I was kind of realizing how much attention they were getting from the females, you know. And then there's a guy that says, I got in the music business not to meet ladies is probably not telling the truth. But so, I mean, because I was always a shy guy. And so when I got into the music business, you know, I started getting my first professional gig. That's the day I got into the music business. It was $50, and I was like, man, this is awesome. I can make money playing guitar. You know, I'm not out there, you know, digging ditches. Nothing against that, but it's just I can make money strumming a guitar, and it's the coolest thing in the world.
Well, like they say, you know, if you like what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's right. A labor of love.
Now, it's easy to get inspired to get out there, but you've got to have the kind of support that's necessary to make a career go in music.
Right.
What kind of support did you have growing up getting into music?
Well, just 100% support. Like I said, my parents just celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary, so I've always had that stability at home, and they've always supported me in everything that I've ever done. And, you know, whether it be football or baseball or golf or, you know, playing the drums. Yeah, they got me a drum set, but they put it way out in the barn, so they didn't have to hear it. But then they said, you know, if you want to learn how to play guitar, you know, want to try out for the show choir, you're going to have to borrow a guitar and really kind of prove to us how serious you are about it. So I borrowed the guitar and bought me a chord book and just kind of learned where chords go. So I started looking up online, play a couple cover songs, and so that's about the time I got to college, and I was a music major in my first year of college. So I got to learn how music all comes together, the whole theory behind it, and which was really cool because it really helped me develop as an artist, and you know, just learning how to play covers, and that's when the songwriting came to be, and it was just all kind of a smorgasbord of things that kind of got me where I'm at today, which is amazing.
Now, going through the learning about how music works, I mean, going through that and finding out the technicalities, and once you get into business, what kind of difference is that? And I think I already know the answer to this question. What kind of difference is going from theory into practical?
Well, that's a really good question. You know, you figure out that your ears become your tools. I mean, you have to have ears. You listen to a song and just be like, okay, it's not exactly that one chord. It's some element of that chord. And that's where you know, using the theory gets into it, because you can kind of pick and choose what kind of special chord, like for instance, E chord goes wherever, you know, and like I said, that's what really helped me develop into a musician, is being able to hear things like that, hear intricacies of the music, and it just really helps you pay attention, which really helps your creative energy that goes into songwriting. Like you're trying to write a melody, you just have all these different things that you learned in theory, and you make them practical by, you know, putting them out onto a page. It's really, really cool thing.
What was the reaction of your friends and family when you wanted to go to Nashville? They knew you were talented already. That was pretty clear, but you said, I want to go to the factory where they make the music.
Right, and you know, being in Texas, there's a whole scene in itself. You know, everyone was like, why'd you want to go to Nashville when you have this whole scene of stuff here in your home state? And I said, well, that's a good question. You know, like, I'd love to play Texas. I've played Texas for a long time, but I want to play everywhere else too. And I think going to Nashville will really help me get out there and do that, and not just, you know, confine myself to a certain region. And so I wanted to go to Nashville because I just wanted to see how broad I could take this thing.
Putting together albums, CDs, how hard is that?
Man, it's a pretty delicate delicate process because you have to find the best songs that you've got and agree upon them with a certain producer, and find the right studio, find the right musicians, because my first couple of projects were recorded in Texas, so it's not quite the pool of musicians that you find here in Nashville, and so you got to find the right guys, and it's mostly word of mouth because there's really no auditioning because studio time is really expensive, so you can't really bring them in and try out a guitar player and then just, let's get somebody else in here, and then have to wait and everything. So you just got to really be sure and really be confident about your decisions. But once I got up here, I got hooked up with James Stroud, who's an amazing producer, 130 number one hits, pretty speaks for itself. And so he had all those guys already ready, and just be like, I never knew it could be this easy to go into a studio, aside from being starstruck when you first walk in there. But getting up to the process of making an album, it's you just have to be really confident in the songs you choose, because you're not going to be not every song is going to be a single, and you have to go into it knowing that, so you got to pick probably your core 3 or 4, and then kind of fill out the rest with good songs, not just filler. But you have to really make sure that you say what you want to say on a certain project.
What's your favorite part about performing on stage?
The energy. I mean, just the collective energy that you get from playing behind a loud sound system, and the chemistry you have with your bandmates. And the coolest experience, I'll never forget this. We were in San Angelo, Texas, outside of my hometown and where I went to college. There was this person sitting at the bar, and we were playing one of our original songs, and they turned around and started singing along, and I didn't know the person, and it was really a cool experience. And that's one of the coolest things about being on stage is seeing people sing your songs back to you. And your bandmates, and sharing that with your bandmates, because it's just like your little music fraternity. It's a really, really undescribable feeling.
Now, with all the albums you've done, and people can go out on iTunes and get your stuff.
That's right.
As we know,
Yes.
And to your website, brianmilson.com.
Mm-hmm.
What was the favorite part about songwriting? I mean, in terms of putting together a song, what do you like about the whole situation going into to write a song?
I guess it's just the anticipation of knowing that you could have something really great. You start out with an idea, you start out with a melody in your head, you get together with a couple of guys, and you're like, okay, this next one could be the next Friends in Low Places or next The Dance. You just never know. There's always that anticipation, knowing that each day you wake up, you could write just the next just mega timeless hit. And that's just what keeps you going, and aside from being creative, you just never know when that next awesome song's going to come your way, and you could be the one that writes it. And it just really makes the anticipation and the motivation there all the time.
Well, speaking of awesome songs, your latest CD, what was the idea when you were putting that together? How long was that process?
That whole process was about a year or so. We recorded 13 songs, just wide variety of things, really up-tempo, high-energy driving songs, to mid-tempos, to ballads, to kind of hybrid tempo songs. And the one we have out now, Nothing Grows in Shadows, is just a real powerful song about bullying. It being really my debut single, in the mainstream genre. We wanted to hook up with a cause, greater than my career, greater than myself, and to be able to do that for your debut project is awesome, because you want to send the message that you're not in it for the fame and the money, because if you're in the music business for the money, you're in the wrong business, frankly. But just getting to be a part of some project like this, and having the team I have behind me, is just really indescribable. It's something that really hits home to me, because I myself was bullied as a kid, and unfortunately I did a little bit of bullying myself, which I'm still heavily regretful for. So this song really hits home to me because I've felt both sides of it, and just it's a really special project for me.
So, getting into Nothing Grows in Shadows, when you were seeing that song come together, did you have an incident or certain person in mind you were writing that when that came together, or is it just like a kind of conglomeration?
Well, honestly, I have to say I didn't write the song, but it was a Dallas Davidson, Red Akins, and Doug Johnson tune. But when I first heard the song, it brought back all these memories of seeing some friends of mine get bullied. I was a victim of a rumor mill in junior high, and then I see some of my friends bullied other kids, and it's just 1 out of 4 kids were bullied, and 85% of the time there's no intervention. So it's a stat that I once we got this project started, I took it upon myself to do some very, very heart-wrenching research about how bullying comes, and just the more I did the research, the more the song means to you. It really, really means something to you, because this is such an unfortunate topic, and we're hoping with this song and this campaign that we're going to launch, we're just hoping it can make a positive difference somehow, some way. The video just debuted on countryweekly.com, and so you can go check it out there. And also, we're going to be on the Mike Huckabee Show October 26th to just hopefully increase bullying awareness. October is National Anti-Bullying Awareness Month, so we're going to try to do a project that'll help that, and just hopefully get the message out there. Hey y'all, I'm Brian Milson. Thank you for dropping by CyberCountry. Go to brianmilson.com for anything associated with Brian Milson, social media, iTunes, whatever you need is all right there. Thank y'all for stopping by, and God bless.